I'm Brendan and I make art videos. This is generally good advice for any creative thing that you pursue in general and life as a whole. But if you're working on a piece and it doesn't come out the way that you like, try to reiterate on the drawing and see what you did wrong, as opposed to giving up on the idea or concept in general. Because a lot of the time, the second or third iteration of what you make is actually going to be a lot better than the first idea you had. And here's an example of that in my own life. I say this because if you saw the video where I drew this, you would have assumed that it was just a easy piece of work. I had the concept in my head, I put the concept on paper, I colored it, and now it's done, right? But this is actually the third iteration of the same exact drawing. This is the first version of that drawing. So with this, I stopped working on it because I wanted it to be a fully watercolor piece, but I'd never really done that before, and you can clearly tell that the rocks look terrible, and clearly you could see I gave up on it because it's unfinished. Also, another thing that made me give up on this version of the piece is the fact that I think I made the koi fish a little bit too small, and I gave more emphasis to the rocks, and that's not what I wanted, so I ended up stopping that. So with this, I fixed the rock problem, but then the problem is I drew the koi fish from memory, and you can clearly see mistakes in the anatomy of the fish. For example, these fins are supposed to be closer to the base of their head on both fish. I did not do that correctly, and on top of that, just by looking at the fish, you can see that they lack three-dimensionality.